I know this is what happens when you sell margaritas or you have margaritas and mojitos before a program. All right, well, welcome everybody to the Coral Gables Museum. My name's Christine Rupp. I'm the director here, and it's our pleasure to welcome you to this very extraordinary event for the Coral Gables Museum. Now, there are many people to thank for this fabulous event. At the bar. First of all, I want to thank our event partners and sponsors. And this goes for our beautiful Concrete Paradise, the Miami Marine Stadium exhibit as well. This exhibit was sponsored by the National Trust for Historic Preservation, American Express, the Friends of the Marine Stadium, and many others. And those three entities are sponsoring tonight's event along with the Hicks Family Foundation, and we sure appreciate all of that support. I'd also like to take this time to introduce the museum board members that are here. Our founding chairman, George Koukouris, our current chairman, Arva Moore Parks, our vice chair, Chip Withers, our secretary, Doug Jolly, our special event gala coordinator, Marie Vaca. I believe Leanne Fernandez is here as well. And a past and very important board member, Shelley Daniel Rutherford, as well as another past board member that is here, Mr. Zeke Guilford. So thank you to the Coral Gables Museum Board for all of your great support. It's amazing that we're just a little over 2 years old and we have the sponsors and the supporters that we do. Ramona Basso is here as well. She might have left. I haven't seen her shortly, but thank you so much. Now, some of you who are not familiar with the Coral Gables Museum might be wondering, wow, why are Gloria Estefan and Jimmy Buffett playing the Coral Gables Museum, or why are they here? Well, this is the reason. Even though we're called the Coral Gables Museum, we're not just about Coral Gables. Our focus is architecture, urban design and planning, sustainable development, and preservation, both environmental and architectural, and history as well, because we have to tell all of that story. So when we were presented with the idea of bringing this wonderful Miami Marine Stadium exhibit to the museum, it perfectly fit our mission because we have this glorious, iconic structure designed by Hilario Candela in Miami, in need of restoration, and this great surging effort to save the stadium. So we knew we had to get on board to help preserve the Miami Marine Stadium. I also want to give a very special thanks to Jason Clement of the National Trust for Historic Preservation. Jason is fabulous, and his whole team here in Miami has been a joy to work with. Yes, and Mayor Regalado, City of Miami, who is totally on board to save the stadium. Thank you so much. Now, speaking of preservation, I can tell you I have the pure pleasure and honor of welcoming the president of the National Trust for Historic Preservation here to the museum for the second time in 2 months, Ms. Stephanie Meeks.
Good evening. I can tell you that never in a million years would I have thought that I'd be part of the opening of a Gloria Estefan and Jimmy Buffett event. Never in a million years. And this is just a great night. Let's make this a regular thing, even though it's not a regular day on the job for me. But tonight we're all here, including Jimmy and Gloria, to celebrate a place that brings us all together, and that's the Miami Marine Stadium. Every time I come to Miami, I meet someone who has a stadium story to tell. They went to their first concert there. They went to a sunrise Easter service there. Their father took them to the boat races there. But whatever your experience was with the Miami Marine Stadium, I think we can all agree that it's a powerful place and it's one that really deserves to be protected. We certainly believe that at the National Trust for Historic Preservation, which is why in 2012, we made it one of our very first projects in a new signature program we created called National Treasures. These are places of national significance that are threatened and that really deserve to be brought back to life. And that's exactly what we're doing here in Miami, taking direct action to help bring the stadium back to life for all the people in Miami. Now, before we move on, I want to thank the Friends of Miami Marine Stadium, who have been the voices for the stadium from the very beginning. And specifically, I want to thank their co-founders, Don Worth and Jorge Hernandez. Jorge is also a member of my board, so he gets another round of applause for that. And also Hilario Candela, who is the architect of the museum. And it's just an understatement to say we wouldn't be here without all of you working day and night, and we're so proud to work next to you and in hand with you. I want to thank Chris Rupp, who was up here just a minute ago, the director of the Coral Gables Museum. And Rosa Lowinger, the creator of Concrete Paradise. This is the first ever museum exhibit about the Miami Marine Stadium. And tonight, after the program concludes, everyone is invited to visit the exhibition. It's thanks to the hard work of Chris and Rosa and their teams. It really brings the stadium back to life. I just toured it again for the second time, and I promise you, you won't be disappointed. It's a very rich and fun exhibit. And I also want to thank the real stars of tonight's show. Gloria Estefan is an ardent preservationist. She's a member of the National Trust Board of Directors, so I had the privilege of working with her in that capacity. And her colleague and all of our friend Jimmy Buffett. They both have long-standing ties to the museum. They've both performed there, of course, and they've both been very active in our efforts to preserve it. Gloria, as I mentioned, is a trustee of the National Trust, and she served as the spokesperson for our campaign for the stadium since May of 2013. She's done a number of very high-profile media events for us, like this one tonight, to help raise awareness for the stadium. And she filmed a video testimony that was played before the City Commission last summer when they were reviewing the plans of Friends of Miami Marine Stadium for the renovation. And as one commissioner said, as my mom would say, when Gloria tells you to do something, you do it. And the commission did it, and we're all here today because of them. Our work on the stadium actually started in 2009 when the National Trust named it to its 11 most endangered places list. It's a list we put out once a year. And Jimmy Buffett responded to that list by creating a video about his own experiences at the stadium, which he posted on YouTube, and it's had thousands of hits since then. So through events like this, Gloria and Jimmy are not only amplifying our efforts at the stadium, but they're sending a message about preservation of important places and engaging people to stand up and speak out for the places that they care about. Now, as you may have noticed when you purchased your tickets, every one of you tonight is also receiving a complimentary membership to the National Trust. So we'll keep you informed about our progress over the next year. We have campaigns like this going on around the country, so we invite you to look at those too on our website. It's called savingplaces.org. When you go there, one of the things you'll learn about is an exciting partnership that we've had with American Express for almost 15 years. It's called Partners in Preservation. It's a grant-making program that has helped renovate very important historical buildings, more than 200 of them across the country. And we're very delighted tonight to be joined by Anna Palmer, who is with American Express and their South Florida Philanthropic Committee to talk about the company's commitment to saving the past to enrich the future. Have a great time tonight.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Stephanie. I am honored, I'm thrilled to be part of this exciting group of distinguished guests tonight. As Stephanie mentioned, American Express has been very involved with the National Trust for many years. And the moment that we heard about the opportunity about supporting the Miami Marine Stadium, we jumped at this chance. I've had the honor as a longtime citizen here in Miami. I recognize many faces of friends here in the audience. To serve on the philanthropic committee and to, as an employee of American Express, to be part of a company whose core values are to support the communities where we live and work, where we have a representation of over 3,000 employees, I think is tremendously significant. With that said, we have pledged, American Express has pledged over $2 million for the next 3 years to the National Trust. Thank you. Thank you. And the first step was to get the first $80,000 that were used for the research study in order to be able to identify those areas that needed support for the Miami Marine Stadium. Once we get all the results and the recommendations, we are committing to supporting the project as well. So we're honored to do that, to continue the pledge. So thank you for the opportunity. And on a personal note, I've been a Miami citizen for over 40 years. I have attended many concerts at the Miami Marine Stadium, and to me is a tremendous privilege to be part of this event tonight, and really to be part of an organization, again, as I mentioned, whose core values is really to reinvest in those communities and preserve not only the new projects, but also to preserve the icons of our respective neighborhoods. And the Miami Marine Stadium obviously is one of those treasures that we need to really continue to support. With that said, the greatest privilege that I have is tonight to introduce the person responsible for all of this. He is the individual who, many years ago, he was 27 years old, I understand, when he first built the Miami Marine Stadium. And the vision and his effort and the fact that he's here tonight to make sure that the Miami Marine Stadium will be here for 50 years to come. So it is my honor, my privilege to introduce Mr. Hilario Candela. Thank you.
Gee, thank you. Tomas, I'm going to run for politics. What a night. Huh? What a night for everyone. I have here with me one piece of the Miami Herald, which I'm never going to give away. It's a photograph of Jimmy on the first page of the paper, jumping, over the water to get into the stadium. But it's autographed by Jimmy and Gloria. And so, I mean, this one doesn't leave my sight. What I really should say first is that 50 years ago, I had a fantastic privilege. I was at the right place at the right time, and I had the privilege of designing the Marine Stadium. I was a part of a terrific firm made up of wonderful old Miamians that became my mentors, my friends, and gave us all, me and the other younger people in the firm, the opportunity. So whatever I have done over the year is to honor them, what they did for me and all the young people at the firm. And over the years, we did, in turn, have the opportunity to pass that on to the next few generations. I'm very happy that as an architect, our firm was known as a place where you went to school after you graduated from the various universities. It was almost like taking a postgraduate. And that was very good. And by the way, one of our so-called graduates was George Hernandez, who finished at the University of Miami and then worked at the firm with us, completing the cycle. You might ask the question, really, and it's a very fair question. So someone asked me tonight that question. Why was the Miami Marine Stadium so important to me 50 years ago? And the rest of the question is, why is a Marine Stadium so important to me today? Well, I will turn that around and I'll ask my question. And I would say, why is a Marine Stadium so important for Miamians today? I know that have been important to Miamians in the past, but why is a Marine Stadium so important to Miamians today? And I think there's obviously many answers, but some of the answers, or maybe trying to look for an answer, is that it has always been a very special place for all of Miami and for all of Miamians. I believe that it's fair to say that there is not a place in Miami that people don't immediately say, oh, what a wonderful place. I had this and that memory, or my parents had this wonderful memory. So it's always been someone answering you with a happy face. So it's been about happiness, it's been about fun memories, and about fun in itself. And I see Arba going around like that. But I think in a way, from a professional point of view, it is really like editing the many goals and aspirations of the mid-20th century architectural and design modern movement, all in one place and all at one time. And that is very difficult. And it did happen. And it happened right here in Miami. This is why I have understood what the stadium means over the years as really being a true expression of what I call the power of place. And there's a lot of power in that place. Miami really, it is, what the stadium shows is Miami at its best, at the choicest spot on its waterfront, where the unique glittering skyline of this always aspirational city, because we are, retains its magic forever. Miami is a unique place. It's that beautiful place where its skyline and its features are always reflected on the surface of Biscayne Bay. But above all, it's a place where the water, I have said this many times, where the water and the land come together. They kiss each other, and at the same time, in a very romantic way, they invite everybody to dream. And what kind of dreams are those is really what we're all about. It is a dream that reaches out to everyone, young and old, local and visitors. And the dream invites everyone to register, to record the wonderful memories that each one of them and their family members had, and to record them in a treasured book of memories. Those memories are very varied. Some people will remember the daring boat races. Some people would remember very elegant rowing boat regattas. Others will remember performing talented musicians. Others will really only talk about gifted masters of the bel canto. And a lot of them will talk about the popular moments in our national stage. Things that make history, not necessarily alone in entertainment, but just history in our history that made a special moment out of our history, and much more. But all of them are happy recounters, and that I like to stress that. All of them are rapid recounters of the past, and they provide us to think and dream about the future. It is this spot, this icon, this piece of molded concrete cast with Miami rock and sand, artistically crafted by those people who had the experience to do it, so it was crafted by experienced hands, and coming together as a living sculpture, paying homage to a place and its people. That's what the stadium has done over the years. While saying to everybody around you, whether they are local or from all over the world, come to my side, sail to my sight, relax in my body, celebrate with each other, and enjoy life. The best is yet to come. Thank you. thank you very much. And it came from the heart. Before I introduce Jackie Desprol, I would like, on behalf of Friends of Miami Marine Stadium, all of our members, our board members, and the extensive membership of the group, to give special friends and recognize people who have played an important role in our history. Mayor Tomás Regalado, who was a few years ago, like about 6 years ago, who was commissioner when I heard and George Hernandez heard and Don that they were going to tear down the stadium, and I went to say, what can we do? And he said, I'll help you. When we were trying to get the president, the former president of before the present president, before Stephanie, to visit the stadium, and we were not allowed to come in. And Commissioner Regalado said, I'll go with you, I'll take you there, I'll take the president of the trust to go to the stadium with me. So all along the way, Mr. Regalado has been of extremely unbelievable help to us, and I want to recognize Mr. Tomás Regalado for his outstanding help. I do want to say, I think most of you know that in the last few months have been fantastic, because first we had this exhibit opening in October, and it has been a tremendous success. I measure the success by the reaction of the community, and the communities have said, we like it, and that's the important part. The second part is that then back in around October or September, actually, a group of very intense people came to us and they said, we want to have something else happening there. And that was Art Basel. The Art Basel group wanted to have an exhibit at the stadium. And what they wanted was to float a Swiss chalet on the basin to look at the stadium so people could go there, don't look at art, just sit down, meditate, and look at the stadium. We said yes. And then we work every day and every night for 3 months to try to get the city permits, the county permits, DERM permits, the Corps of Engineers permit, NOAA permits, and the Fish and Wildlife permits. And it wasn't easy. I do want to say, however, that we had an outstanding help from the city of Miami. I would tell you we haven't had that luck all the time, but this time we did it, and the city was fantastic. Everyone in the city was committed. They wanted to make it happen, and they did. So thank you to not only to Mayor Regalado, but to extend it to all of the members of the city. And there's one individual that has a responsibility on his shoulders to represent everything that is good about all of us in Florida. And it's somewhat that whenever he comes into an area, everybody looks to him and feels also happy, like when they look at the stadium. And that is our Senator, Governor Graham. And I like Governor Graham. Governor, it's so good to see you here. So good to see you wherever you go. We'll be there behind you. There are other people, other individuals that helped us a lot along the way. One of those individuals, I don't believe he was able to make it, Kirk Landon, but where is Kirk? Oh, there is Kirk. I pause to recognize Kirk because, well, Kirk and I go back a long ways when I was, again, fortunate to be the designer of the American Banker buildings for many years. So we go back quite a while. But Kirk has always been such a visionary, and he was fundamental in his foundational endeavors to make sure that this museum happened. If it wouldn't have been for Kirk, if it would have not been for Kirk, maybe this museum would not be here today. So that is very significant. And likewise, in a sort of timid way, because I'm not good at asking for money. I'm good about dreaming, but I'm not asking for money. We went to see Kirk and to share his advice. And in the midst of sharing his advice, he ended up giving us money. And a lot of the things that we did it because of Kirk Landon. So thank you, Kirk. we're very fortunate tonight also to have somebody else joining Gloria and Jimmy. And the person, in thinking about who that person could be, again, we dream high. And we had a wish list, and we said it would be great if we could find somebody who really knew Miami, somebody who was really a Miamian, somebody who had been at the stadium before, so somebody who had extended and attended those concerts, and somebody who had family, the next generation, doing the same that she did. And that person, we were lucky enough to find a yes right away from Jackie Nespro. It is hard to believe that she's a mother of 4. But she's a graduate University of Miami, and she's coming up over here, and I know she always goes to the university as an alumnus. She cheers the graduate classes to do great and do best in whatever they get involved in, and she's very successful. But she also, as you all know, most of you know, she is a winner of 4 Emmys, and she's adding. The count is still on. And I think she's the right person to invite Gloria and Jimmy to have the best conversation about Miami and the Miami Marine Stadium. So, Jackie, it's all yours.
Marine Stadium. That is so impressive, and it's such a work of art. It really is. So we thank you for your contribution to this community. I don't know if many of you know, many of you may not, but I'm a native Miamian, a proud native Miamian, born and raised, went to school here. As Hilario mentioned, I went to the University of Miami, and I grew up right next to the Orange Bowl, the iconic Orange Bowl, which is not there anymore, right? I went to the University of Miami, and I was Orange Bowl queen. So I don't usually say that, but today I think it's a parade, and the Orange Bowl queen in court has gone by the wayside. And we must protect these things in our community, like the Miami Marine Stadium. We must. It's our responsibility. When I was growing up here in Miami, there are certain iconic things and places that I remember vividly in my mind. The Orange Bowl, of course, is one of them. The Fontainebleau Hotel, the Biltmore, the Freedom Tower, the Miami Seaquarium, and of course, the Miami Marine Stadium. I went there many times. Such a unique venue. I don't think there's another venue like it in the world. So we're all here today because we love this community, because we want to protect the important things in this community. And one of those important things is the Miami Marine Stadium. So, by the way, I don't know if you know, there are 3 original seats that are being auctioned right now in the silent auction. 3 original seats of the Miami Marine Stadium signed and dedicated by Gloria Estefan and Jimmy Buffett. So please dig deep into your pockets and try to buy one of these things, because what a conversation piece it would be in your home. Wouldn't it, Hilario? So, are you guys ready to party? Let's get the party started, right? Her name is synonymous with Miami. Of course, we're talking about Gloria Estefan. She's not only an international superstar, she is someone that we are so proud of because she's always represented this community with dignity and with pride. And we are so happy that she calls Miami, South Florida, Miami Beach, her home, because she does so much for this community. Gloria Estefan's going to come out, as well as the person that you only need one word, Margaritaville, right? Jimmy Buffett. We all know him for his music, but of course, he's an entrepreneur. He is a philanthropist. He's an environmentalist. He's an author. And yet, he took time for this cause because it's close to his heart as well. Ladies and gentlemen, Gloria Estefan and Jimmy Buffett. Stuck. Oh! Where's Jimmy? Thank you. Thank you. right, to have both of them here with us?
I'm thrilled.
Oh.
Except this chair, I don't know.
So, you know, we decided to do something like this, kind of an interview, gathering kind of thing, something different. And I just wanted to say before I start, Gloria, with all due respect to you, Jimmy, you don't look old enough to have played in the Miami Marine Stadium. Jimmy, you look great too.
I was a mere baby.
By the way, I just found out backstage that Jimmy performed in his Ocean Pacific very short shorts at the Miami Marine Stadium.
But
Don't go there. Don't. You
ask
will.
them what they don't know.
What don't they know, Jimmy?
There's a Latin saying, semper ubi sub ubi. That means never wear underwear.
Exactly.
No, she brought it up, not me.
Those front row seats were very, very special.
You had to pay extra for that, right?
They were actually front row surfboards and like boats.
I don't think this is going to get us a lot of money to build this thing. Yeah.
Maybe it'll get us actually more
Maybe?
money.
Okay, all right.
Well, seriously, you just had an opportunity to tour the wonderful exhibit here at the beautiful Coral Gables Museum. Give us your thoughts about the exhibit.
Ladies first.
Oh, thank you. You're so sweet. No, it's really an amazing exhibit. It really, I think a lot of people in town don't even know that the Miami Marine Stadium is there and the history and what we dreamed for it. So this is a great way to see it from the inception all the way through. And as we were commenting, we're actually on a museum wall, Jim.
I know it.
Is that good or bad? Yeah. A museum.
I said to Gloria, we're walking through that wonderful exhibit that, let's face it, we've had a good run here, and we're very lucky because we have people that love what we do, but I've never seen my name on a museum wall. And I asked Gloria, have you? And I went, this, and it was spelled right, you know? So.
It was great. It's a beautiful exhibit. I hope everybody gets, if you didn't check it out already, that you see it and that many people come. And that school children come. I'm going to bring my daughter for sure. She's a boater, and until we were standing in the stadium, she didn't realize the impact that it had because we'd always seen it from the water, and she didn't know what it was. So it was a great experience when she came.
You know, that brings us to an interesting question because there are a lot of newcomers here to South Florida that they are not familiar with the Miami Marine Stadium, and we want to get them involved. We want to let them know how important, how unique this venue really was and how it could be once again, and it will be once again.
It will be.
So tell us your thoughts as to what made the Miami Marine Stadium so special back then, because you both performed there.
Your turn now.
Well, I have a lot of memories of the stadium from seeing the Miami Sound Machine there on a boat.
Woo!
And if you start there, anywhere as we have all been around the world doing it, and Gloria and I were talking about it, there's a few places that come close, but there's nothing like a venue where you can go to a show on a boat. Now, in a lot of places, that may not mean a lot, but in South Florida and Miami, that's a big deal.
Sure.
And we were talking about back then in the less fraidy cat world that we lived in back there than there is today, unfortunately. I loved where the island was, where with the rope that the boats had to pay to go in.
The ticket booth.
Today, people would crash it.
Right.
Then everybody paid because it was what you did.
Right.
And then when they got in, because it was a fun ticket. And once you got in, you could do anything you want.
And you did.
Hey, he said it, a fun ticket. And today, in the front page of the Miami Herald, talk about fun. There's Jimmy Buffett, and he's jumping into the water with all of the spectators. Tell me how that felt and why you decided to do that, because this has really become an iconic photo and really symbolic of the fun times at the Miami Marine Stadium.
Well, it was just because it was August in Miami. Do I need to say more about the temperature? So it was hot, and let's just say, I haven't told the real story, and I'm not going to tell the whole thing, of course, but...
Oh, come on.
Well, I am beyond the statute of limitations, so...
Go for it.
let's just say, okay, here's what happened, and Gloria will understand this because we were filming it because we did a video of it called Live by the Bay, and I was having a problem with the director at the time because the audience is such an essential part of the show and still is to me, and it was like in the days of MTV, it was like 80% giant shots of stars on screen, and to me, in my world, the audience is 50% of the show, if not more.
Definitely.
So I was trying to convince him that you're in a unique venue with a unique audience in a unique city. You need to run this camera out there. So I was having these little debates, and then so when we got on stage the first night we did it, we weren't as good as I thought we should be, and so I went back to the band, and as the leader of the band, I said, okay, here's what we're going to do. I want you to go out tomorrow night and get drunk and stay up till 2. And have that little hangover that we all know that get on that stage, that incredible adrenaline versus hangover thing, because we need this, because this is Miami and this is the Marine Stadium, we're on film, and so everybody did it, except me.
Ah, trickster.
I stayed up for 5.
Love it.
This is confession time.
That's because I'm your doctor, you know. I'm very.
I know, and then my psychologist here is going to help me with my problems. And
you don't have any problems. That's just it.
So I had, and it was 100 degrees, so I rationalized that I would have a steam bath and a sauna experience in the show. And the second night was incredible. We rocked it, and at the end of it, but it was so hot, and then. In the stadium is, I'm sure that Hilario didn't realize this when he got performers on there, because I used to I'd go to boat races, and I went out and saw big bands out there. I never made Easter sunrise mass. Sorry about that.
I don't think we expected you, but...
Mea culpa, mea maxima culpa. But,
Nicely done.
But so, when we did it, it was like, that stadium and being used that way was probably an incredible thing to see for me, and I know Gloria and I talked about that in boats as boat people. It's not out there anymore. And I'd love it for our kids and for the community who always get to experience that.
Absolutely. Hey, Gloria, you had an opportunity to perform at the Miami Marine Stadium with the Miami Sound Machine, and at the time, Dr. Beat was like a worldwide sensation. So your thoughts on how it was to perform there, back home?
Whoops.
That means good luck. That's good luck.
Good luck, good luck. Good luck to whoever sells glasses. It was amazing. What can I tell you? I mean, we were a small local band. We'd done the gigs, quinces, bar mitzvahs, weddings.
I went to many of those.
And, we were doing all this stuff. And Y100 at the time was a P1 station, they call it, was only playing national music. So I still remember we were at a rehearsal in some garage, and we had the radio on, and all of a sudden we hear Dr. Beat on Y100. And I literally started jumping up and down because I go, oh my God, they're playing our song? Forget it. That means this thing is actually going to be something. So, cut to about a year later, we're performing in this wonderful venue. And I love the outdoors. I'm a nature girl. I'm a Virgo. I love I'm a tree hugger. I love all this stuff. And I'm a boater. So to actually be singing, there's some challenges, though, to be on a stage that's on the water.
It's a floating dock.
A little Dramamine once in a while. No, but it was fantastic, and it was a beautiful night. What happens when you're outdoors, with people, especially in Miami, there's a special thing about Miami in the summer because I love it. It never gets too hot for me. I don't know about anybody else, but I really do love it. Europeans not so much, but that's a very local Miami time, and that's what that show was. And it was a very magical night. It was very special. I'll never forget it. And I envision, as a boater, I get in the boat, you go, where do you go? Okay, where can you really go to eat? There's not a lot of places. And definitely there's no place to have a unique experience like, let's say, a drive-in movie. We can do amazing things, and not only the wonderful, things like a beautiful concert, with wonderful sound and lighting and whatnot. But just a simple thing on the off time is going in your boat, pulling up, you know, anchoring and seeing a giant screen and seeing a movie with great speakers and sound. I mean,
that's a great idea.
Seeing demonstration games. I know Hilario is dreaming about putting a stage together in 3 pieces so we can do a soccer game on the water, or when the tennis championship comes, that you can do special exhibition games there. I mean, obviously it's going to be a time, usually the winter will be our prime time for it, but there's a bunch of things that we as summer boaters, and a whole different personality it can have in the summer. So it's just very exciting, all the possibilities with all the available things that we have now to make it great.
You know that I'm a huge Miami Heat fan, and so are these two.
Yeah.
And the thing is that they don't just say that they are Miami Heat fans. They are true Miami Heat fans. I see them at the games all the time, front and center. And so I know that both of you have a love of this community, and I'm sure because you're such big stars, I'm sure there are many organizations and people that come to you that they want you to be involved in their organization, in their cause. So my question is, why was it so important for both of you to get involved with saving the Miami Marine Stadium?
Well, to follow Gloria, it's simple to me. It was summertime in Miami in August, and who's going to go to a show when it's that hot in Miami? People in Miami.
Yeah, that's true, and we will.
At the end of the night, when I had poured it all out, I looked at my stage manager and I said, I'm going to jump off this stage. So either get somebody down there, make sure I don't hit anybody, and somebody with a camera. And I jumped.
And the rest is history.
And you, Gloria?
Well, for me, it has meaning beyond being just Floridian and Miamian, because Hilario is a fellow Cuban, and he contributed a lot. At 28 years old, he built this place, and he had already an amazing, education and experience coming with him. But I think that we, as a community and a culture, have kind of grown along with Miami, and we feel very much, at least I do, very much a part of that growth and of its change, and that's what those ties are, what really makes life special. And I think if we've got the opportunity to try to prevent a terrible thing from happening, which would be to lose that stadium. It's already built, it's in great shape. It's crazy not to do anything other than bring it back to not just its former glory, but take it into this century and this millennium, and I'm very excited about what we can do about that. It's a no-brainer.
You both have toured the world many times over. Has there been another venue like this one, a floating dock, and with the boats? Is there anything that you can compare to the Miami Marine Stadium?
I gotta say that the closest thing that's come to that, but it was very big. We performed for the opening of this bridge in Rotterdam, and this was huge. This bridge was like gigantic. So I was on a stage in the middle of that river, and it was phenomenal, and it was a very special night. But with all its grandeur, it wasn't home. It wasn't the intimacy that we can have there, where you really can see the whites of the eyes of the audience behind you on the boats, and if you turn around, and obviously in the seats. But I cannot think of a place like this anywhere that I've traveled, and I've been pretty much,
I think to me, it's when this whole thing sort of got speed and sort of got spooled up. I have to admit that these were cherished memories at that time and I can't tell you how many times, well, I went to my dermatologist in Coral Gables the other day, and she told me I was in a boat out there.
Wow.
But I can't tell you how many people in South Florida and in Miami particularly were there, and it made me miss it. And I miss that stadium, and I mean, I go by there, and I think the wonderful thing about Hilario, when he built it, I'm sure he never envisioned, or maybe he did because he's so wise, that this was going to go on for generations. I mean, there are parkour skateboarders who give it its definition today. And the cool thing about it is, you think in any other community, well, let's get these skateboarders out here. We got to rebuild this thing. They'll be a part of what goes on in the future, and that's him. And
Yes, indeed.
vision.
You know, you talk about how it was to perform there, but I know, Jimmy, you mentioned that you actually went to see Miami Sound Machine
Yes.
perform. So as spectators, because now you have both sides of it, what do you think that you know, that view of watching an artist perform at the Miami Marine Stadium?
Well, I'll remember half the show.
Okay.
So do I. I was fine. I was just so excited I didn't remember it.
Well,
I was a baby.
well, you know, to me at that point, because we were kind of in the embryonic stages of our careers, but I was following these guys a long time because I loved the fact that there was music coming out of South Florida, as opposed to New York, Los
Yes.
Angeles, and Nashville. And
yeah.
we were in it, and thank you. Because I came out of the Flick coffee houses and Bubba's in the Grove and Fred Neal, and those were my kind of heroes down here, and I figured it was passing it on. But that was all folk music. And then when the Miami Sound Machine came along, I went, this stuff is hot and fun. So we just had a party. So I rarely can go and not be critical or like watch, because I'm a bad audience person because I'm thinking of what's going on up there.
Yeah, sure.
As I said, I remember half of that show.
You weren't thinking.
And it was great.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Gloria, you talked about what you envisioned for the Miami Marine Stadium, in the Miami Marine Stadium of the future, like, for example, a big screen. What else do you see happening there? What kind of acts, what kind of things happening at the stadium?
I got to tell you, I saw this thing once in Mallorca, Spain, because, you know, Chopin spent his last, the end of his life there. And it's the stalagmite and stalactite caves that you go down there, and this is very much about that city. After you wind down to this incredible journey through the stones, there's a little rowboat that comes out with twinkle lights around it and a quartet playing Chopin. Okay, so to me, it was one of these moments where you go like, I'm experiencing one of the most incredible things in the world, and I think that we have every opportunity to do that right here with the Marine Stadium in so many ways, big, small, intimate, huge. Concerts, classical concerts can be just phenomenal there. Of course, pop, rock. Now the nature of our business has changed a lot, and it's really gone back to more intimate audiences and back to performing and back to what music is about, live music. And this is a perfect midway venue when you don't play an arena and you don't play the James Knight, and you still want to have great acoustics and a very special setting. It just is a great venue that is that's going to include a lot more artists that can do great shows there. And their installations, Art Basel is going to go berserko during that time. The Borscht Film Festival, film festivals in general. Imagine when it's festival time in Miami that you would do, you know, a night there that would have a double-sized screen that would be both the audience and the boats that can go. It's so many things. You just have to get the right, you know, way to run it, and run it as a business that is, you know, that will be able to maintain itself. We're going to have a boat museum coming in that is already committed, and I think it's great to have a permanent installation that tourists can go see, and the people in Miami, school children, and it's an amazing maritime boat museum that will be there. So it's not just the stadium. There's going to be things all around the stadium that are going to be a great draw as well.
Yeah. I would just add to that because, and I know Gloria knows, and I know when you're lucky enough to get this level after this many years of being here, you know your fellow artists, and you know the special places that are special. I could name my 10 favorite places I like to play in the world, and I think the key is it's not hard to get back on that list of people who are contemporary artists from any genre of music you've got, from hip hop to soul to Latin to whatever we do. You take 10 artists, they're going to want to come to Miami anyway. All we got to do is give them a place to play.
Yeah. And call the weatherman.
We're going to have to get we're going to have to get going because the rain situation, so we got to move all these people under the tent. But before, the million-dollar question here, and I see Senator Graham and Mrs. Graham here, and Mayor Regalado here, which obviously means you're supporting this cause. But the million-dollar question, will Gloria Estefan and Jimmy Buffett perform in the Miami Marine Stadium?
Why not?
We want a commitment.
I'm there.
I'm there. I'm there.
All right, you heard it. You heard it here first.
I am there.
So are you parrot heads ready to see Jimmy perform? Okay, so we're gonna, it's Miami weather, so we're gonna get some chairs under the tent and then get ready for the performance. Thank you so much, and thanks for your support.
We're doing this without any rehearsal, but that never bothered me in this town. So. And I'm on a white carpet. Oh.
Take your shoes off.
Ooh. As James Brown said, I feel good. I do feel good about this. It's simply inspiring. I got to say, as I did before, and Gloria Jackie was so eloquent there, but all those memories of the Marine Stadium, I think they all kind of reside in our own memories. And then when you collectively put those together, and all of a sudden, if there's anything good about the age of technology out here, all of a sudden instant recall becomes something that everybody can do. So, well, hell, I lost my train of thought when the monitor blew up. So. I can't start a show like this in Miami without doing a Fred Neil song. Everybody's talking and don't hear a word they're saying, only the echoes of my mind. People stop and stare, I can't see their faces, only the shadows of their eyes. Sun keeps shining through the pouring rain, going where the weather suits my clothes, banking off of a northeast wind, sailing on a summer breeze, skipping over the ocean like a stone. Mr. Robert Greenwich from Port of Spain, Trinidad, the master of the steel drum. Everybody's talking at me, can't hear a word they're saying, only the echoes of my mind. People stop and stare, I can't see their faces, only the shadows of their eyes. My favorite line by Fred Neil. Going where the sun keeps shining through the pouring rain, going where the weather suits my clothes, bagging off of this northeast wind and sailing on the summer breeze, skipping over the ocean like a stone. Sun keeps shining through the pouring rain, going where the weather suits my clothes,
up of a northeast wind and sailing on the summer breeze, skipping over the ocean like a stone. Everybody's talking at me, don't hear a word they're saying, only the echoes of my mind. I won't let you leave my love behind. No, I won't let you leave my love behind. Yeah, I won't let you leave my love behind. Mr. Robert Greenwich. All right, thank you very much. Okay. This is a little song about a piano player in Key West, Florida. His real name was Billy Nine Fingers because that's all he had. And he played at the Sands Bar when I first got to Key West, but people may not know that I lived in Coconut Grove for about a year before I went down there. Then I was hijacked to Key West and everything changed. But the Grove and Miami is always still in my heart. So Billy Nine Fingers was a piano player, and I would sit there and talk to him, and I'd go, "How can you do that with 9 fingers?" And he would say, "You adapt." And I guess that's what it is. So I wrote this little song, and because he had told me a story about playing in Havana one time, and then I kind of took it for this. So when the Miami Herald, on being on the front page of the Herald, jumping off the boat in a rum-fueled frenzy, next to the story about the 13-year-old stripper, only in Miami. That's all I got to say. Todo está bien, mis amigos. Billy Voltaire was a piano player up from Miami way. He used to play in the bars. He could sound like the stars. Ladies, they pay and pay. One night he did wind up playing in Havana town. Nobody there, least Billy Voltaire, knew these were his final sounds. He met up with Marita, a dancer in from the coast. Half woman, half child, she drunk, half wild. He loved that lady the most. But one night he did find her in the arms of Shrimper Dan. So he pulled a knife, took his own sad life, and he turned out the wicked hand. It's just a Cuban crime of passion, messy and old-fashioned. That's what the Herald would say. It's just a Cuban crime of passion, a lot of añejo and knives and slashing. But that's what the people like to read about up in America, up in America. Well, now they never found Marita. Whoa, some people say she took ill. Billy Voltaire had no one to play him. He was buried on Solaris Hill. No one talks about him no more. It happened go. But people get by and people get high in the tropics. We come and we go. It's just a Cuban crime of passion, messy and old-fashioned. That's what the Herald would say. El Geraldo también. It's just a Cuban crime of passion, a lot of añejo and knives and slashing. Well, that's what the people like to read about up in America. Whoa, up in America. Yeah, up there in America. Whoa, up there in Miami on Thursday. I'm getting into this. All right. Thank you. All night? Oh, yeah. I've done those. Okay. All right. Let's see. You paid. What do you want to hear? Well, I'm sorry I asked. No. Juicy fruit? Fins? Okay. Well, okay. Love you, Miami. I do. But, okay, Pirates on the list. I had a 4-song set list, but I think it's going to go longer. Okay? All right. If Emilio hadn't drunk all my Don Julio 1942, it'd go real long. He's still out there. He's got that bottle. All right, Jimmy, okay, it's okay. Mi hermano, 1942, okay. That's my Emilio Estefan imitation. You yelled the loudest, so, grapefruit, juicy fruit? Okay. The great thing about being a two-piece band, this is like the band that used to play at the Holiday Inn in Isla Mirada. You know? But there's a big difference because they had a really shitty pan player. I got the best guy in the world here. What Gloria related to was like, I thought about that too. What a beautiful thing that we could do at the stadium is drive-in movies, because I miss those. And it's perfectly set up for it as it was designed by our dear friend. So this is a song, I wrote this about the Islander Drive-In Theater on Boca Chica Key. Let's just say when I first moved to Key West, I did a lot of research out there. As a Jesuit Catholic altar boy making up for lost time, que pasó, you know? We'll go down to the Keys for one. I'm going tomorrow. Please sing along too. Grapefruit, bathing suit, chew a little juicy fruit, wash away the night, dry drive in, guzzle gin, commit a little mortal sin, good for the soul. Don't you know it gets so goddamn lonely when you're on that plane alone? Yeah, and if I had the money, honey, I'd strap you in beside me. Never ever leave you, nor leave you at home. 10 speed, I love that. No need. My El Camino gets me need. Chugging down the street, I got a new car, but I'll be leaving in a little while. So close your eyes and I'll be back real soon. Glad to be back in Miami. If I had the money, honey, I'd strap you in beside. And you're strapless, honey. Never ever leave you, no, leave you at home. Grapefruit, baby, soon you chew a little juicy fruit, good for the soul. Yeah, you chew a little juicy fruit, good for the soul. Oh, an audience that cares. Thank you. So I would be remiss if I didn't point out my dear friend and a great friend of this state, the country, and Miami, who has done things in my world that I would have been ashamed of, and he told me to do them. Bob and Adele Graham, my dear friends, always. Yes. That's done, so the other good news is that Bob will not be asked to come up on the stage and sing tonight. But, oh, how quickly you turn, you politicians. No, but you can sing in your seat, Bob. It's good out there. It builds character. But Bob Graham is responsible for the entire manatee thing. Yeah. So, with your con permiso, can I tell a little story? I mean, it's not embarrassing. It's okay, Adele, I promise. No, but when we started the manatee thing, and there was this nasty reporter in Tallahassee who was just one of these negative people, and so he was looking into my checkered past, and he didn't have to go far. I mean, hell, I am what I am, as Popeye said. But I went to Bob and I said, you know, we really want to do something for manatees, but I understand if you get a lot of heat here. He said, do what we're going to do here. And he said, also, just remember, when he asks you a question, don't answer it. Say what you want to say and never even bother with his question. Now, does this ring a bell with politics today? Does anybody actually answer a question? Thanks for the tip, Bob. So what do you want to hear, Senator Graham? Okay, we can come back next week for a decision here. Well, we got to do that. Come on, look on your notepad. What you got there?
Frankie and Lola.
Son? Recorded in Coconut Grove in Simpson Sound Studio. As the son of a sailor, I went out on the sea for adventure, expanding the view of the captain and crew like a man just released from indenture. As a dreamer of dreams and a traveling man, I've chalked many a mile, read dozens of books about heroes and crooks. Hell, I learned much from both of their styles. Son of a son, son of a son, son of a son of a sailor, son of a grind, load the last ton, one step ahead of the jail. Now way in the near future, southeast of disorder. Hey, you can shake the hand of the mango man as he greets you at the border. And the lady, she hails from Trinidad, island of the spices, with salt for your meat, cinnamon sweet. Hey, the rum is for all your good vices. Got to haul the sheet in as we ride on the wind that our forefathers harnessed before. Hear the bells ring as the tide ring and sing. It's the son of a gun of a course. Okay, boys, go! I can't fathom, my friend. If I knew, I just might toss out my anchor. But I'll cruise along, always searching for some, not a lawyer, thief, or a banker. I'm still the son of a son, son of a son, son of a son of a sailor. The seas in my veins, my tradition remains. I'm just glad I don't live in a trailer. I did that on Stock Island once.
Listen, one of my biggest dreams is to play with Jimmy Buffett, so I love this guy. You know, thank you for coming tonight. We're so happy you're here. Thank you so much. Jimmy, thank you.
And thank you for taking care of Don Julio in the dressing room for me.
Oh, yeah,
Oh, okay, so let's see. We'll do a couple more, and then... Okay. I was going to stick to South Florida, so what we got there? We got... This was early. Looking back at my background, I'm trying to figure out how I ever got here. Some things are still a mystery to me, others are much too clear. Oh, I love living in the sunshine. I stay contented most of the time. Listening to Gloria, Emilio, and Casey sing me that Florida sunshine. Most of the people who are fire in Florida are wrinkled up, they lean on a crutch. I wrote this before I was old. Mobile home or smile in my keys. I hate those bastards so much. I wish they summer squall would blow them all way up to fantasy land. Hey, they're ugly and square, they don't belong here. They look a lot better as beer cans. That's why it's still a mystery to me why some people live like they do. There's so many nice things happening down here, they really haven't got a clue. But we're doing fine, we can travel and rhyme. I know we've been doing our part. I got a Caribbean soul I can barely control, and Miami always here in my heart. I might have joined the Merchant Marine if I hadn't ever learned how to sing. On top of all that, I got married too early. It cost me much more than a ring. But now those crazy days are over. You gotta learn from the wrong things you've done. I came off the rebound. I started looking around and figured out it's time to have a little fun. Why it's still a mystery to me why some people live like they do. So many nice things happening out here, they never really have a clue. We're doing fine, we can travel and rhyme. I know I've been doing my part. I got a Caribbean soul I can barely control, and I'm a rider here in my heart. I just like to say I wrote this song when I was about 31. And I live to be an old man, and I don't feel like one. So if I ever live to be an old man, I'm going to sail my boat to Martinique. Buy me a sweat-stained Bogart suit and an African parakeet. And then I'll sit him on my shoulder and open up my crusty old mind. I want to teach him how to cuss, teach him how to fuss, and pull the cork out of a bottle of wine. That's why it's still a mystery to me why some people live like they do. So many nice things happening out there, they never even seen a clue. But we're doing fine, we can travel and run. I know we've been doing our part. We need the Marine Stadium back in Miami, and everybody here is doing their part. I got a Caribbean soul I can barely control, and Miami's always here in my heart. All right. Downtown Coral Gables. Woo! This is a new one for me. Okay. But it feels like the Marine Stadium, doesn't it? Huh? C'est la mismo. I'm gonna do a little. I'm gonna do Pirate and a little Margaritaville, and then I'm going to dinner. But thank you all for everything. I don't know where am I going to go. Wait, there's a song. Maybe we'll do one more song. Perhaps I need some fuel. If you put fuel in the plane, it will fly. How do we... So, ¿cómo se dice en español? ¿Se cuando essence en voler? Okay, got it. You know the song? Hey, I don't know don't know. Todo el mundo, I don't know. I don't know where I'm gonna go about Candela. Ground she's moving under me. Got your tidal waves out on the sea. Sulfur smoke up in the sky. I think some people in this crowd got high. But I don't know. No say, I don't know. I don't know where I'm gonna go in the volcano. Hey, my girl quickly said to me, she said, James, you better watch your feet. That lava comes out soft and hot. You better lava me now or lava me not. You see, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where I'm gonna go in the volcano. Play it, Bobby G. No time to count what I'm worth. That's Warren Buffett. But I just left the planet Earth. But where I go, I hope there's rum. I know at Tobacco Road I could get me some. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where I'm gonna go in the volcano. But I don't want to land in no New York City. Don't want to land in Mexico. Don't want to land in a 3 Mile Island. Don't want to see my skin aglow. Don't want to land in Comanche Sky Park or in Nashville, Tennessee. Don't want to land in the San Juan Airport. Customs there, they hassle me. Don't want to land in no San Diego. Don't want to land in no Buzzards Bay. Don't want to land in no Afghanistan. I'll take Thursday by Biscayne Bay. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where I'm gonna go in the volcano. But just the one more, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where I'm gonna go in the volcano. Thank you. I accidentally ran into Bob Marley down in Bayfront Park about 30 years ago. He was jogging. And we had a very beautiful 30 seconds. But you can't be around this town if you ain't in Marley Town. I remember when we used to sit in the government yard in Trench Town. Hubba hubba, listen to the hypocrite. All the greed that they put down. Old friends have come, old friends have gone. Along the way, this great future, we can't forget our past. So dry your tears, I say, yeah. No woman, no cry. No woman, no cry. No woman, no cry. No woman, no cry. never paid me for all those big events. So Mayor, can you collect my dough? Then we cooked some big corn fritters, for which I'd share with you. My feet are my only carrot. Hey, we got to push on through. Let's go. I say, everything's gonna be alright. 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 No woman, no cry. No woman, no Mr. Robert Grant. I remember when we used to sit in the government yard of Trenchtown. Georgie, he would make a firelight. It would burning through the night. Old friends have come, old friends have gone. Along this way, in this great future, we can't forget our past. That's why that Marine Stadium's got to stay. No woman, no cry. No woman, no cry. No woman, no cry. No woman, no cry. Robert Estamale, yeah, man. I kind of got off track there. It's like coming up Government Cut. You can take a left anywhere. You know? All right, so Pirate Town, duh. So we're gonna do a little pirate for, you know, that's the thing about Miami. Heritage and culture makes no apologies for who we are. And if you start apologizing for who you are, then you're in trouble. And this has always been and always will be my favorite city, the capital of the Caribbean. So this little song called Pirate Looks at 40 that I wrote in a bar in Key West one night for a friend of mine. It's not autobiographical. I want to clear that up because I read stuff on the internet, and I know everything on the internet is really true. Yes, I've had Siamese twins in Thailand. Yes. No, I'm sorry, Savannah, that's not true. No. Anyway, this is a song I wrote for a bartender named Phil Clark who just couldn't find his occupation in the 20th century. So it seems to have lasted and still one of my favorite songs that I accidentally fell across. But there's a lot of this town and Florida Keys in this song. So here we go. call. Wanted to sail upon your waters since I was 3 feet tall. You've seen it all. You've seen it all. Watch the man who rode you switch from sail to steam, and in your belly you can hold the treasure you have ever seen. Most of us dream, most of us dream. Yes, I am a pirate, 200 years too late. Cannons don't thunder, there's nothing to plunder. I'm over 40, victim of fate, arriving too late. When was I 40? Arriving too late. But I've done a bit of smuggling, poquito. I've run my share of grass. I made enough money to buy Miami, but I kissed it away so fast. It's never meant to last. Never meant to last. And I have been drunk now for over 2 years. I passed out and I rallied and I sprung a few leaks. But I gotta stop wishing, I gotta go fishing. I'm down to rock bottom again with just a few friends. Just a few friends. Thank you, my friends. Muchas gracias, mis amigos. For younger women, live with several a while. Though I ran away, hell, they come back one day, and they still could manage a smile. It just takes a while. Just takes a while. Mother, Mother Ocean, after all my years I found my occupational hazard in. My occupation's just not around. I feel like I've drowned, but I won't wear a frown. Feel like I've drowned. I could get in trouble in this town. Arrgh! Thank you. Well, if the Estefans haven't drunk all the Don Julio, there's more. Está mucho, eh? Okay, so we'll start Margaritaville. We'll see if we can drag them up here, but we're going to do Margaritaville. Thank you again for your support. Hilario, thank you for the vision. And we will see you in the Marine Stadium. This is the most expensive background singer in the planet.
I'm free.
Free, set you free.
Yeah, all right. This is an honor for me. This is a true pleasure. Oh, I have my own mic. And it's bigger than yours.
Yeah,
Emilio, you want to get back up here with your spoon and the lid? Emilio will play anything.
Well, I'll put on my OPs if we'll play those. Yeah.
Please. Hey, you know you have a bromance going on according to your daughter. You and Emilio have a bromance flourishing.
Well, we're the hermanos of the same, well,
Yes,
let's just do this song.
Let's do it, baby.
Yeah. What is this, Dr. Phil in Miami? Jesus Christ. Nibbling on sponge cake, watching the sun bathe. All of these Miamians got oil. Strumming my six string on my front porch swing. Smell of shrimp and never get any more. Get that man a pot. Wasting away in a Margaritaville, searching for my lost shaker song. ¿Dónde está el cero? Some people claim that there's a woman to blame, but I know it's all the pot's fault.
It's your fault. Come on,
I don't know the reason I stay here all season. Nothing to show but a brand new tattoo. But it's a real cutie, a South Beach cutie, or maybe she drove up from Homestead. I haven't got a clue. Wasted away again in Margaritaville. We're here searching for my lost shaker song. Some people claim that there's a woman to blame, but I know this is all Emilio's fault.
Yeah.
Come on.
For sure.
Blew out my flip-flop, I stepped on a pop top, I broke my leg twice, I had to limp on back home. But there's booze in the blender.
Why do I know that line?
The Sooty will render. That goes like a gotcha that helps me hang on. Hang on, hang on, hang on. Wasted away again in Margaritaville. Here I am, searching for my lost shaker song. Some people claim that there's a woman to blame, but I know it's my own damn fault.
Your fault.
¿En español? La gente dice, esta mujer es culpable. ¿Yo sé qué? Es mi maldita culpa. Thank you all. Muchas gracias. The Estefan family. That was it. Long live the Marine Stadium.
Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Jimmy Buffett. 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 Jimmy Thank you for your support. Thank you, Robert, as well. And the impromptu concert with Gloria and Emilio. What a treat for us all tonight, right? The exhibit is now open, so you can enjoy at your leisure. Don't forget, it's all about the Miami Marine Stadium. Thank you for coming, and good night.
We need the Marine Stadium back in Miami, and everybody here is doing their part. I got a Caribbean